Change your scoreboard. Change your scoreboard. Stop looking at the scoreboard. Stop looking at the scoreboard. The score says, oh, me 0. Oh, them 130. Stop looking at the scoreboard, because the scoreboard of the game that you're playing is not the game in your life. It's not the score that you should actually be looking to in your life. You are not planted with your big foot on that court playing that game. That's not your game to play. Looking at their scoreboard. That's their scoreboard. Playing by society's scoreboard. That's society's scoreboard. They're playing an endless, mindless game. You have your own life. You have your own scoreboard that you look to. And for me, as a believer, am I working in the will of the Lord? Am I expanding the kingdom of the Lord, the kingdom of heaven? Am I expanding that? Winning souls for Christ, for what I do, expressing my light, helping people understand who they are, who and how they're loved, how they're protected, how they're always respected, never rejected or neglected. That's the scoreboard I look for. And I've already won on that scoreboard. You have a gift. You have a purpose. You have a call on your life, but you're looking at everybody else's call on their life to see how you measure up to the call on their life. That doesn't make sense. You're in your own lane. But you get it twisted because you're in your own lane, but you're in this world domain and you're adjacent to what lane they're in. You look over left, you look over right, and it seems that they're advancing in life. And you're just stagnant. It's like you caught a flat. How did I just use scoreboard like on the basketball court and then a flat and this thing? Oh, well, it's like you caught a flat and you're stuck. You feel stuck right now in your life. You feel like there's no improvement in your life. You feel and you see no change in your life. How about you close your eyes and open your faith? Because faith is the substance of things not seen, the evidence of things not seen. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Faith is the evidence. Faith is the substance of things not seen. Faith. In one breath, I'm like, did I get that scripture right? It's because I'm saying that because when I write every morning. And I think it's faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But in my life, and when I write in my life in the mornings, I like to go, faith is the substance. Faith is the evidence. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, obviously. The things that you're hoping for, the goals that you're hoping for, your future that you're hoping for. Faith is that substance. But I also like to say faith is the evidence because it makes it clear in my mind. That's why I said it. But anyways, see, just me being who I am, I'm not looking at other YouTubers. They cut when they stumble. No, that's not my scoreboard. I don't look at their score. I look and improve in the lane and the traits that I have given from God. I'm not a perfect person because I know that. And I know that before I do these videos, I have the thought that says, man, you got to plan everything out and you got to write it and you got to have a point there and a point there and a point there and a practical takeaway at the end. Like all the greats, look at the podcasts that are excelling. Look at the posts that are excelling. They not Nords and I'm not them. It's crazy that we have the ability to admire people that are the first man to ever step on the moon, the first to ever get a job here, and the first to ever do it here. But if you were that person, let's compare for a second. If you were that person, and that person saw no evidence, saw no example to look forward to, how did they get that position? There is some realization that they had. There's some truth that they came to that said, oh, I don't care if I don't see it. I can work for it and be what I don't see. Same for you. Now let's take the comparison off. Let's stop looking at the scoreboard now and say, what is that truth and how does that apply to you? That applies to you because you have truth that you are you. Get it twisted at looking and going at your job and sitting at this big table and, oh, I'm this person. You got all your positions. And I'm using that because I worked in a corporate job. I worked for Amazon sales for like 3 years remote. And it was a good paying job, 6-figure job. I worked and I played in the G League, NBA G League, and I've had professional basketball experience. And I have a podcast doing different things. All that to say, I've been privileged to be in different but different environments and see, okay, people really change. Camouflage. I've been able to work with sellers over a threshold of, this is what I did for Amazon sales. My job was to expand your book of business to Europe, UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and from lead to launch, handle everything and the marketing and the sale, everything. And so I remember I would get on the planes I played with this team, Greensboro Swarm in the NBA G League. And I would get on these commercial flights because we don't fly private in the G League. And I would land on this city, let's say Detroit, because I was with Motor City Cruise, Detroit's G League, but my big black butt got cut. But anyways, that's a different story because I was hurt, and them boys didn't know the traits the guy gave me. Anyways, when I landed, and we'll have like a shoot around. A shoot around is like preparation for the game time, but it's not like a strenuous practice. It's just, you're shooting around, you're getting warm, going through film and everything. And so I would get to a new arena, and this literally happened. And I'd take my work laptop and I'd take my work headset. And I noticed that on my phone, because I had it hooked up to my phone too, all these sellers from across the country with book of businesses over 10 plus million, they got questions for the kid, but I got shoot around. So I'd run to the bathroom with my laptop, plug it in. They like, dang, that boy Norris had to get a lot out of him. Yeah, you sure right. But it didn't come that way. It came out of my big fat mouth because I had work to do. Anyways, I'm saying all that because I've been in those structures where on the phone they're saying, oh, well, this talk track, we can circle back and do all this. And you're like, why don't they just say in this line of questioning, we can just come back to that tomorrow. Circle back and all this stupid jargon that doesn't make sense. I'm saying all that because when you're in a situation where you don't know the words and the verbiage and all this, you're like, dang, I'm kind of behind because I don't even know what they're saying. And they just seem when they sit at this table like they know it all. And their scoreboard is like they're way scoring goals farther, fire, all the F's past where I am. You need to know the truth about the situation, and that's not the truth. And even if it is the truth, that's not your scoreboard. You're at that table, seated there for a reason. And you need to look inward at the reason of why you're seated there. What are you learning? From that experience, I've been able to apply the knowledge that I gained at a job like that, using that as an example, to pour it into my strategies and everything that I'm doing now with a podcast, with content, with how I engage with people from that world, because I can speak the language. You understand? I can relate. And I know you're faking. If you're in a corporate function, I know you're faking. You're faking. You don't have to fake. It's okay to be regular. Not talk like you have to prove something all the time because you're shrinking who you actually are. Whenever you're looking at who they are and what you're not. Stop looking at the scoreboard. Know that God gave you enough already. He wouldn't have made you if he thought you were faulty. He wouldn't have made you if he thought you were lacking. God wouldn't have made you if he didn't give you everything already. If he didn't give you the opportunity to access the world life-giving power, authority already. You don't have to compare yourself. When you're done comparing, you can actually start living and not just existing. I love ya.